Hello, my name is Ethan and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Delirium League 3.10. In this episode, I'm going to do a build guide for my Stone Golem Elementalist. So first I'm going to go over that we have the Stone Golems for life regeneration. Because we're an Elementalist, we stack Golems and we have all this Golem buff effect and all the Golems. We have 1284 regen. Because of the level 22 Stone Golem that gives us 5% physical damage reduction. I know it's level 24, but at 22 it gets this. 53% physical damage reduction, scaled because of all the Golem buff effect. PogChamp. So we use the Stone Golems, they're all of our damage. We have over 4 million per Golem. If we put in the the Frenzy charges and Animate Guardian, we go over 6 million per Golem, 30 million damage plus with all the purity. So our reses are like this. We have physical damage reduction. It's a beautiful build, 1284 regen. It's the best build. It feels way better than the zombies. Okay, so now that I've given you the little like snip pick of what it actually is, you probably have been watching me play it. It's better than the zombie build. Let's go into how to make it. What should I go through first? Let's go through the skills. So to start, I start with the Summon Stone Golem. So I use Summon Stone Golem, Power 4, Awaken Brutality 521, Awaken Multistrike 520, Awakened Melee Fizz 520, and I use a 523 Awaken Minion damage, slightly more damage. PogChamp, I corrupted that myself, and I use it in this weapon. It's my double corrupted Fortify weapon. Okay, so for the helm, I use Chaos Golem socketed in this because of the +3 minion gems and minion damage. So this Chaos Golem 24, Feeding Frenzy 24, Minion Life 21-23, and a Maim 21. Doesn't need quality. In the chest plate, the auras I'm using are Pride, so it gains 2 levels because of the +2 auras, and it has +2 global from physical from my Ami and strength skill gems. This is Purity. It gets 1 global and +2, yeah. Purity of Lightning, Purity of Ice, PogChamp. So I have purities in the build. I use an Enlighten, and then this is the extra thing, Discipline. I'm not using it yet. I'm going to be using this because I'm going to be going ES. PogChamp, enjoy. Okay, so then I put Flame Dash 21-23 in the ring. This is my glove setup. So I use a 2-link. Cast 1 damage taken level 1, Immortal Call level 3, 20. Waking Generosity 523 with a Dread Banner 21-23. This is to hit Impale 40%. To hit 100% Impale. Instead of putting in the chest plate and get the mana reserve reduction, I wanted the extra aura effect of 50%. And then in my boot, I have this crazy setup, which is Phase Run, Efficacy, Increased Duration, and Enlighten. So this is to go really fast, and it has a really long duration so that you can keep phase running. You'll just come out of phase run and like start phase running right away. It's really nice, feels really good. Efficacy increases skill effect duration by 16%. Increased duration is 75%, and then obviously base was 1.8. That's what's going on there, and so that's all the gems, that's all the skills that we use in the build. And now I want to explain why. So a few things. I have to keep going through the build. So first thing is I use 1 Anima Stone, 1 Primordial Might. You can only use 1 of each, really. Like, you shouldn't use more. That one actually is limited to 1, this one isn't. Okay, but the other effects are useless. I use 4 Primordial Harmonies, and to be honest, the priority is a combination of the increased golem damage for each type of golem you have summoned, and the golems have increased cooldown recovery speed. You want those 2 as high as possible. With I get 1% mana reserved. It's really important for all of the auras I run. And then so I run 4 Harmonies, I think 4 Eminence. I run this Watcher's Eye that gets me physical damage taken from hits as Cold and Lightning while affected by Purity of Lightning and Ice. And I'm also unaffected by Burning Ground, which allows me to not run Abberath. I don't need to be unaffected by Burning Ground. I can run Shakari. I also run Lunaris. Okay. So the 4 Eminence. Now I'll go through. So this is my skill tree. This leads into obviously cluster jewels. How do I go for them? Why do I go for them? What do I go? The main point is 3 Rotting Claws to get 60% chance to impale with the 40%-ish. It's just under 40% from the Dread Banner and all my aura effect. And so I'm at like 96. So you only need 3, and then you don't need impale in the 6-link Stone Golem, so you can run an extra support like Awaken Minion damage, which is more damage than impale. So then that I run 3 Rotting Claws, 2 renewals, and then 1 Feasting Fiends, because this one I got with 1% reduced mana reserve for pretty cheap, and it already had Feasting Fiends, so I said okay. I got this, which is reduced mana reserve of the purity of fire and ice. These save me like 9% mana reserve. It's actually insane. This is 10%, so if I took out one of them, I can actually go down to 10 mana. It does work, just so you know. I have that much mana reserve extra. It's crazy. So that's really cool, I found. And then, yeah, we use, the last one is 3 Primordial Bonds for 120% increased effective buffs granted by your golems, the increased golem life. Yeah, really crazy. And I use Unwavering Stance because we don't use Cyclone, so I still want to be stun immune. So then the main reason for the 3 Cluster Jewels is to get the triple Rotting Claws, and then you go with a combination of Primordial Bond and Renewal / Feasting Fiends. GG, easy. You would need these to replace the Impale in the weapon. If you didn't have the Cluster Jewels, then you would go for Impale in the weapon. Okay. Next thing, the weapon. This is a +1 socketed skills, deal 20% more attack damage with the grants level 20 aspect of the Avian skill. So, and then it's multi. Okay, so you can go for this, or you can go for minion damage, or you can go for minion damage double damage, like minions have a chance to deal double damage. There's all these options. I have videos about them if you want to look more specifically about the weapon, but you don't need the double corrupted. It's a big upgrade, sure. It's a 20% more damage to have to fortify corruption, and if you can't get the corruption, you probably shouldn't go the 20% more attack damage. Fortify +1 is probably better. Like a level 1 Fortify with +1 is better. So the helmet, I went for Stone Golem enchant, and then I wanted the Stone Golem damage. Other options are the Stone Golem buff effect, going for a lower level item level helmet instead of 100. You can go, or 86 at plus. You can go for 83, 80, whatever. Different helmets instead of bone helmet instead of the 20% increased minion damage. And then I looked for +3 minion gems, 20 minion damage, and then I got extra res, and I crafted 70 life. This, I Awakener Orbed, I have a video of it, +1 all physical skill gems and strength skill gems, hit cold res, fire res, crafted life, okay, pretty good. This, I bought life, chaos res ring, where I crafted a suffix with a minimum endurance charge, and then I slammed on the minion deal increased damage, which is tier 1 from a Redeemer's Exalted Orb. Same thing over here. I think they have to be item level 80 plus for that, and so life, increased life. It was a special roll from Temple. It's a Temple mod drop, and then I used the Redeemer's Exalted Orb, got 20% minion damage, and crafted an endurance charge. This, life, fire res, lightning res, chaos res, crafted life, and slammed a Redeemer's Exalted Orb for the 24% minion damage. Here we have life. I bought this yesterday to replace the Headhunter. So life, armor, increased life, strength, lightning res, and craft. This is disgusting. This is so insane. Okay. And then this boot. Life, move, speed, dex. The dex was to replace the Headhunter, and then I crafted fire res and chaos res. Beautiful items in this build, and we went for double corrupted Sokka walls with +2 aura. This is important to get the +2 levels on the purity of lightning, fire, and ice to get the 5% maximum physical damage reduction. Maximum resistance. You need that, or you need to get the +2 on the helmet, or you need to get +2 corruption on a glove or a boot or something else. Like technically I got +1 level from the amulet, from the strength skill gems for the red gems, but that's not very reliable. And the other option I got here was you take 50% reduced extra damage from critical strikes. Reason I did that is it's half of a brass dome basically, which is really powerful, and we get to still wear a sack of walls, which is, I think, way better straight up than a brass dome. And we got half of a brass dome as just a mod, an implicit on our item. Like, this is kind of broken. So that's the build. I'll go through this. Like I said, I started with Liege of the Primordial and Elemancer, and then after that you can put it into Paragon of the Calamity to take reduced Ele damage, and then Pendulum of Destruction for increased area of effect. And we kill all the bandits. I think that is the overall build. I think that sums up the entire thing. Lets people know how to go golems, why we went golems, what are they so good at, like how do you, and then what do you actually go to make this happen. And I explained all the things I did, and like the weapon and the helmet thing and the +2. Try to keep it as simple as possible and quick as possible. I'll explain at the end the harmony stacking. So I have 4 harmonies and 4 eminence. Let me show you my POB. 1 second. Alright, here's the POB, and here it is time. So what we see here is the slam of my stone golem, 4.7 million, and this is current, not counting frenzy charges. With this is just delve, okay? So imagine that we have 4.7 million per, and there's 5 of them. It's a lot of damage, right? We're pumping out the big deeps. Okay. Then I'm thinking, you see this attack rate, and do you see this cooldown? Okay, so watch this. I'm gonna grab up a calculator and show you how I did this. So when you have Awakened Multi, my logic is it has to attack, your golem has to attack 4 times, because it's going to attack once, and then it hits 3 more times, so Awakened Multi's 4 attacks. And so if you attack at 2.85 attacks per second, how many seconds does it take to pass this 4? And so you would divide it by 2.85, and you would get 1.4. So you would realize that 1.4 seconds passes, and you're already done swinging. The cooldown of the golems, though, is 1.49. So they will have the 9 minus this, so 8.64, yeah. So it's very, very small. It's like 9.9 seconds. Either way, point is, it's not, this is really close, and if you changed 1 more, then you would have it at a lower number where they are always slamming, and I want them to be able to have some time. Wait, what did I do? Did I change an eminence to a harmony? Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, so you see how the cooldown's lower? And so then, if you redid it, so you would keep doing this. So this is with Awakened Multi, so this is different than if you have normal. So do you see now 1.52 seconds to go through all, and the cooldown is lower, so therefore they're gonna, yes, I actually like it where I have I have the cooldown longer than how fast they're doing it, so they get all the slams off, they get to walk around a little bit, reposition, and then they will mess them up. So that was just to go over how do you figure out for your build how many harmonies and eminence you want. You want the number of the attacks that you have, the amount of slams divided by the attack speed over under this number. There you go. And then if you didn't have, okay, so if I didn't have Awakened Multi, it would only be, right, I have to show that. It would only be 3 attacks, so this is where it would change probably a lot. So let me, 3 divided by 2.85. You might want a lot lower. Look at that. Look at that, 1.05. Okay, so then probably for not having Awakened Multi, which is pretty relevant, let's see what this is. Okay, we'll try again. What is this? 3 divided by Wait, what did I do? Let me try again. An Eminence to a Harmony. Okay, let's try this again. 3 divided by 2.62. 1.14. We're getting closer. Okay, so technically in my build, we would have to trade another one probably. And now you get down to 2.38. Okay, 3 divided by... This is part of the video, dude. People love this. Okay, so now it's too much. To where their slime's never on cooldown and they're gonna slime too much, which is really annoying. So you'd probably want this. So then, even in the case that we don't have Awaken Multi, we still only use 5 harmonies. Okay. But yeah, I actually do have Awaken Multi, so we use an extra Eminence, which boosts our damage even more, and that's the overall. Okay, so now to show you guys how the Spectres work, how to fit them in the build. Give me a second and what they do to the build. Alright, so what I did is we put the Golems, for example, in the boot. You get Chaos Golem, Empower, Maim, Feeding Frenzy in the boot. You have to add Feeding Frenzy, you have to add Empower back instead of the Minion Life because you need the levels if you don't have it in the helmet to get the 22 to get the 5% physical damage reduction. I moved Phase Run into the glove, got rid of Immortal Call. The reason for that, you're going to survive, and the way that's going to work is Blight, and also you can use this new Spectre that I showcase in the stream yesterday, or like in the VOD that I put up on YouTube. It's literally titled They of Tool, so you can try out the new Spectre, They of Tool, 15% damage reduction, so that might help you survive if you were having survival issues. And here's the real thing. So Helmet, Spectre, Animate, Guardian, Empower. So this is a 27 Spectre. You don't need the Empower if you have a +1 Race Spectre boot, and the +3 hum, and this gets you 3 Spectres. So then I can run 2 Carnage Chieftains and the They of Tool for the damage reduction, or I can run 1 Host Chieftain and 1 Carnage Chieftain because I have Blood Magic. They're going to spam their abilities anyways, so it's going to constantly be up. And so then we also have Culling Strike and Fortify from the Animate Guardian, Pog. So then we also, I didn't even show it here, 4.7, you get to click Feeding Frenzy, 6.3. If you add the power charges, 6.9. That's against Cyrus. There's 5 of them. Let's just, while we're at it, this is real hard math. Oh my, I just had to show it visually, 34.5 million. It's over, dude. So that's the build. I'll link both of these in the description below. I'll link it with Spectres and without Spectres, so Delve and without Delve. The 2 ways of looking at the build. I hope you guys do enjoy Golems as much as I do. They are a lot of fun. This is crazy stuff. Absolutely insane power level. I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope this could help people follow the build. Obviously, I have way more build videos that are for more specific stuff, if that is the case that somebody is in. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the support. I hope if you have any questions, leave them below. And I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon supporters and YouTube members who financially support the channel. Thank you to anyone new who joins today. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!